guys, and welcome back to another training, time optimization in flow state. What's going to be covered in this training? What is time optimization? How do we set up our calendars for it? Okay, whether you use Google Calendar or Outlook, it doesn't matter, guys. Flow state, okay, and how do we achieve flow state? What are some flow state hacks? So what is time optimization? How we spend our time in relation to the person we want to be or the behavior we want to adopt. In this case, we all want to be losing fat, gaining muscle, maybe getting more time to spend with our family, our spouse, maybe travel, vacations. Maybe we just want to have more time away from work, right? Just because, again, that's putting a lot of strain on our mental, things like this. As we know, we've all heard this before, your time's your money. Okay. And depending on what you look at money as, right, it could be freedom, right? I mean, having more money could basically mean you have more resources to be able to help more people. You have more resources to be able to do more things you want. You have more resources to create more memories with your family, right? It doesn't say anywhere in the Bible that, we cannot make money. But what it does say is that our love for money should not be primary, right? The love of money is the root of evil. Money is not necessarily the root of evil. I hope that makes sense. So negative effects of poor time management. Well, less time to spend on yourself, less time to spend with your family, less time to be involved with church, less time to do the hobbies you love, less time to be social and have relationships, right? So what are some positive effects of great time management? AKA flow state, mood enhancement. Obviously, as you guys know, like if you are crushing it with your time, you feel more productive. And if you feel more productive, you're probably going to be happier. And if you're happier, you're probably more confident, right? Better concentration. So the more in tune we are with getting in flow state, essentially what this is going to do is we are quite literally going to do way more in less time. Okay, so that is amazing. Okay, who does not want to work less hours in a day? I know that even if you have a passion for something, you love it, like who doesn't want to be able to get the same effect by working less? Okay, laser focus on the task at hand, less anxiety. This is something I personally deal with. Knowing your time gives you clarity. Okay, having clarity, there's less fear because you already know the outcome, and there's less uncertainty. Okay, less stress, right? That's huge. By the way, weight loss, right? Anyone that's highly stressed has a way, they're worse off, and it's going to be harder for them to lose weight. Okay, better sleep. Who doesn't want to sleep more? Okay, that is recovery. Sleep is the most powerful drug. If you're not getting enough of it and you're sacrificing it because you think that working longer hours is going to make more money, it's not always the case. And that's why I'm trying to debunk this right here. Better decision making, more productivity. And this is in less time. Okay. So how do we go about using Google Calendar? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and quickly, read off these steps, and then I'll go ahead and look at my Google Calendar and show you what I mean by this. So first, you're going to go ahead and choose 4 colors. Okay, so you're going to see in mine, there's one for work, there's one for activity breaks. That's like meditation. That is worship music. That is prayer. That even just might be reading the Bible. Health and gym. Okay, one for your food and your meal prep, very important. Then one for time off, family, social. These are like the different colors that I think will be pretty evergreen for most people. So what does that look like? It looks like this. So you're going to go ahead and see on the left side here in Google Calendar, if you're using this, you have My Calendars. You're literally just going to go ahead and create a calendar and then assign a color to that calendar. So I have work, again, I have active recovery, I have junk time, and I have relationships. But what I recommend is, again, going back to the training, choose one for work, choose one for your health, choose one for meal prep, and then choose one for time off, family, and social settings. Okay. And then create a separate calendar for each and make sure they're all checked off. So check them off. Okay. Add a morning routine and night routine and color for health. So again, activity breaks, right? So the health. So you're going to go back here. This is orange for me. So the morning routine and night routine is the same for everyone in this program. It's 10, 10, 10, right? And again, that's us trying to achieve 10, 10, 10. It doesn't mean we're always starting there. It could start at 3 through 3. I mean, it could start at 2, 2, 2, whatever we feel comfortable. But the goal would be to at least have 30 minutes to yourself in the morning and at night, okay? And also, too, you can also get your spouse involved in this, too. This is a great family bonding thing. This is a great intimacy thing. This is fantastic. This is quite literally you spending time with the Lord, okay? This should be a priority. a 5-minute stretch, 10-minute stretch, 10-minute meditation, and then 10-minute prayer. And then at night, 10-minute meditation, 10-minute prayer, and then a 10-minute Bible read. Okay, incorporate your spouse in this. Get closer. This might be a really great time for you guys to spend together and get closer to God. That's going to be, again, in whatever color you are for health. Mine's orange. Sorry about that. Next here is add SOD and EOD, basically start a day and end of day. Okay, so that's basically saying, hey, this is my cutoff. This is when I'm closing the laptop. I am no longer working. Add 4 deep work blocks, only lasting 2 hours, and then write in task of what each deep work block is. Okay, and then you're going to organize these deep work blocks from most brain power to less brain power. So if you go back to my Google Calendar, right, these are the deep work blocks essentially. Okay, so essentially what this would look like is that 8 to 10 would be a deep work block, and then after that you would have some sort of activity break, down regulating your nervous system. This first deep work block would be the most amount of brain power. So let's say it was sending messages. That takes a lot of brain power. Probably not. So I probably wouldn't want to put the DMs here. I'd probably want to put the DMs towards the end of the day because that takes less brain power. I hope I'm making sense. In other words, I would probably put meetings or something like this where I really have to put my attention into, maybe here as an example, right? It could be whatever the thing or task that takes the most, like the one that you hate most, the one that takes the most brain power, the one that takes the most for you to get motivated for is what you want to do first. Then you're going to separate it with a break. Then you're going to go to deep work block 2. You're going to label it, right? Again, most brain power, moderate brain power, break one more time, another deep work block, another break, and then one last deep work block. So essentially, if you look at that, that's an 8-hour day, but you're separating it with little down regulators of your nervous system. Okay, depending on the day and depending on how many tasks you have, it might mean that you only need 3 deep work blocks. But the idea is that we're actually getting into flow state, okay, before going into the deep work block. That's the whole purpose of morning meditation, morning prayer, spending time with God. So therefore, you down-regulate your nervous system, which is going to then decrease your stress, get more clarity for the first deep work block, right? And then whatever it is, you're going to make sure you have an assigned trigger that's going to then cue your brain into getting into flow state, okay? And I'm pretty sure that's here too. Okay, add an activity task to down-regulate the brain after each deep work block. If you have meetings periodically throughout the day, just make sure you add those and allocate a deep work block where it fits. So look, I understand that this is ideal and it's not always going to be curated for everyone. Like if you're in meetings all day and you don't have any deep work blocks you can fit in, just put one in there that makes the most sense, okay? And then we can also talk about different ways you can get in flow state even before your meetings, right? But what at the very least I'm saying is please, please, please take the breaks. Take the breaks, okay? There is no research that says working past 2 hours is your brain actually able to concentrate, okay, at the task at hand. That's why flow state, you can only really be in flow state for about 2 hours, okay? So add one day for a 1-hour strategy session to plan out what the following week looks like. This is your workouts. This is your meals. This is your deep work blocks. This is what's going inside the deep workout blocks. So you're going to see here for me, that's Friday, weekly strategy session from 4 to 5. This is so key. If you're not doing this, you need to do this. This is so, so important, okay? Because quite literally, that means when I arrow over for the next week, that is when I'm going to be up here. That's when I'm going to be filling out the deep work blocks, what's going inside them, when my meals are, what my meals are. So therefore, I'm getting clarity. So therefore, I'm eliminating decision fatigue. If you want to lose weight, this is a habit we have to curate, okay, and keep it off for good, okay? So down, regulate brain, Bible verses, pray, worship music, meditate, walk, affirmation, stretch, mobility. And again, this is like your activity breaks, right? What is flow state? Okay. This describes as a mental state in which a person is completely focused on a single task or activity. How to achieve it? You want to limit distractions in your workspace, aka this starts when waking up. Okay. So don't look at your phone. Don't look at emails. Don't look at the news. Don't look at social media. Don't even get a rise out of yourself, right? Start your day by down regulating your brain. 10-10-10. That's the morning routine. Okay, this means sometimes waking up 30 minutes earlier or going to bed 30 minutes later. Okay, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. We just have to make sure we shift our perspective on how important it is for us. Okay, after regulating your brain, move into the shower, eating, then waking kids, getting them ready, and then going off to work, right? That means this is after your 10-10-10, okay? Make sure you keep your workspace simple and minimalist, okay? Do not have any clutter, okay? Having clutter in your desk, that's already overwhelming, okay? So you only need the stuff that's on your desk that's most important. Okay, pens, pencils, maybe an iPad or a desktop, a laptop, right? That's really all you need, okay? And then you need to create a trigger, okay? This is essentially what's going to happen. This is the very first thing you're going to do before going into flow state, okay? And this is very interesting because this could be a different trigger for different people, okay? I'm not saying that the same trigger is going to work for you than it will for me. For me, I literally have a Spotify playlist, and I can share it with you guys that as soon as I put my headphones in, which is the trigger, and I listen to that music, I lock in, right? By the way, this is me taking my phone out of the room, not having anything beside me that I feel is going to distract me, right? So not having your phone next to your computer. Don't even have it nearby if you know that's a trigger for you to look at it. Because as soon as you look at it, that's a distraction. Okay, this means when you're in flow state, you're committing that 2-hour block to only the task that you are doing. And that's the reason why you want to make sure in the deep work block, you put the task at hand. This is so, so important. Okay, if it's email, you're only emailing for 2 hours. If it's only cold calling, you're only cold calling for 2 hours. If it's prospecting, sending messages on direct messages on Instagram, it is doing that for 2 hours. If it's working out for 2 hours, you're working out for 2 hours. If it's talking to your wife for 2 hours, it's talking to your wife for 2 hours. If it's playing catch in your backyard, if your son who plays baseball for 2 hours, it's 2 hours. Get a hold of your time. This is a game changer. Okay, so this could be putting your headphones in and getting that Spotify playlist. This could be putting your blue light glasses on. Boom, I'm activated, right? This could be saying a Bible verse that puts you in a really good mood. This could be having a mantra or a key saying that say, hey, I'm going to be 1% better than I was yesterday, whatever it is, right? 2-hour deep work blocks. We talked about this for most pain power to least. Start with tasks that take the most thinking and thought. If you're in meetings, calls, etc., take more breaks frequently after each call. That would mean even having a walking mill under your desk. Get up, okay? Just literally alternating between sitting, standing, and walking. So powerful. Down-regulate brain, right, in between deep works, meetings, calls, all that stuff, okay? Have the same trigger, then go into the next block. Avoid screens 1 hour before bed, right? Replace them with the night routine, 10-10-10 again. Get quality sleep, right? Dark room, 68 degrees. Sleep mask is great. White noise machine, I love it. I use a fan. I'm a fan person. I don't know about you. Comfy pillows, comfy sheets, everything's so key. This is probably the biggest thing ever that's a game changer. If you're struggling going to bed, okay, you need to down-regulate your brain before going to bed. This would be stretching, mobility, but meditating, okay? Meditating is so key, and that is in the 10-10-10, okay? Technology workspace, we already kind of talked about this, making sure you only keep the materials you need, one laptop, one desktop, pens, pencils, notepad. Key to make sure your wires are organized. Plants for natural air quality are really key. Different posters or different people that you admire to get yourself in the mood. Maybe having sticky notes of different things that remind you of your why, whether it's Bible verses, whether it's just like your weight loss goal, whatever it is. Have a standing desk that's alternating between sitting and standing. A walking mill under your desk, so key. Again, alternating between sitting, standing, and walking is absolutely key. When you're tired, get up and move. If you're literally falling asleep at your desk, stretch. If you're falling asleep at your desk, get up and yell. Whatever it is, it does not matter. You want to change your state. That's what you want to do. By standing, you change your state. By sitting, you change your state. By reading a Bible verse, you change your state. By meditating, you change your state. By listening to music, you change your state. By talking to someone, you change your state. Okay? This is something we have to proactively think about daily. If we want to lose weight, these are the habits that matter most. Okay? Your time is everything, guys. Hopefully this was helpful.